Yeah, we had our first hit out yesterday, so that was really exciting to get out of the hotel and get down to the ground and see all the facilities. The wicket looks dry, as you could probably tell with from the test match, with it being a really dry square, but we expect it to play pretty good. I think the scores here are reasonably high in general. So yeah, I think the wicket will play nice. It'll be a test to see how much dew comes in when we train again tonight. There was a little bit coming in last night, so I'm sure that will play a huge factor in the series as well. So, but all in all, boys were really excited to get out and train yesterday. Yeah, so just looking forward to getting into it tomorrow.
Shahid.
Good morning, Aaron. Just wanted to know that whether this series will kick-start the preparation for the 2023 World Cup, or it would start after the T20 World Cup.
No, I think every decision that we're making at the moment in terms of the selection of squads and teams has one eye towards that 2023 World Cup, because it's about trying to build the depth in the squad, build experience in players as well. So it's a really good opportunity for us to keep building on that experience, and with every decision that we make, there's sort of one eye towards that the 50 over World Cup. So trying to tie everything back into that is really important.
Lockie McCurdy.
Thanks, Cole. Hey, Finchy. Obviously, with just the one T20 in this series, and I think in the Sri Lanka series it's been confirmed owing the 3 matches there. How do you feel about your preparation this year going into a T20 World Cup, or because of what you guys were able to achieve last year with, I guess, limited preparation with your strongest team? Do you feel confident that it's not necessarily about the matches and getting team practice on the board, it's just about everyone finding their own individual form?
Yeah, I think that's right with the individual form. I think we've got a pretty sound game plan that we think can be successful in Australia as well. There's still quite a bit of T20 cricket to be played leading up to that World Cup, and that's sort of crammed in a little bit further towards the back end, right before that T20 World Cup. So no, not overly concerned about that. I think especially the tournament being in Australia, with totally different conditions to what we'll face specifically in Sri Lanka. Here I think the wickets will be really good for the ODIs and the T20. So yeah, not overly concerned about it, because I think that there's still enough to play out over the next couple of months, and especially with guys in IPL and things like that, there's plenty of T20 cricket.
Adris Malik.
Thank you. Good morning, Finchy. Do you think that Pat sets the high standard for you before starting the one-day series? Because in the third test match...
Sorry, I've just missed that question. Can you just repeat that, please, mate?
Do you think that Pat set the high standards for you before going for an ODI series? Because at the Lahore test, he took a bold decision and make it right. So are you going to carry this standard, or just play a wonderful cricket on it?
Oh, I think Pat made a great declaration in the last test match there to keep the game in the balance. I think the easy option would have been for Australia to continue batting and almost bat Pakistan out of the game and reduce the risk there. But I think the fact that he took a really aggressive option is something that no doubt he's been really excited about. I think to still have all 3 options available, all 3 results available going into the last session of the fifth day is credit to everyone involved for being brave to make that decision. So I don't think momentum carries over a huge amount in over formats. Pakistan played some really good cricket, so did Australia. So we'll just love to continue that. Whatever we have to do first tomorrow, whether we bat or bowl, I think that first 10 overs is really important.
Mohammed Newman.
Good morning, Finchy. It's Moman Man from Cricket Room. You have played your last ODI in December 2020. It is almost 15 months ago. And in between, you have played a lot of T20 cricket. So how are you preparing yourself to switch across formats, and what do you expect from this series? Thank you.
I think it'll be a really hard-fought series. Pakistan have got some world-class players. Obviously, Babar leads the pack in terms of ODI batsmen. Shaheen with the ball. not playing ODI cricket since December 2020, I don't think that that's too much of an issue. I think probably ODI cricket is, out of the three formats, is probably the easiest one to be able to fit back into quicker. Just that's purely based on, or if you're transferring formats, I think ODIs, because there's enough time there to be able to get yourself into the game with bat and ball, whereas T20 can be a little bit more frantic, and Test cricket can test every part of your game straight away. So I'm not too concerned about it. I'm really looking forward to starting the series tomorrow and playing cricket in Pakistan for the first time in my career, which is really exciting.
Shabazz Ali.
Hi, Finch. Good morning. Finch, if you remember, last time Australia compared to 1998, Australia won by 3-0. And that team was very experienced, like Ponting, Steve Waugh. But look, this time you have a very young team.
Yeah.
Like last time, Gilchrist come to be a star in your team.
What's your question, Shabiz?
I want to ask, last time after the series, Adam Gilchrist come to be a world star. He scored very good 100 here in Lahore and Ponting as well. And in this team, which player you want to think it is your future star after the series?
I think he's saying it's an inexperienced team.
Oh yeah, I think absolutely, it's an inexperienced team, and I think between myself and Adam Zampa, we've played the most games in the squad, so it's a great opportunity for guys to put their hand up and start to really build a case for their long term spot in the side. No doubt about that. I think the excitement of having a younger side is huge as well. We've got Cameron Green's in the squad, which he's only played a couple of games. Alex Carey, for him to be coming off a really successful Test series as well, I think that's exciting. Travis Head back in the squad, Ben McDermott. So I think it's about guys taking their opportunities when they present themselves, and it's going to be difficult, no doubt. With bat and ball, there'll be difficult times throughout the series, but really excited for these guys to get a great opportunity.
Peter Lawler.
I mean, you must have some idea of what your first team's going to look like in the batting order. You're going to tell us what it is. Are there plans to shuffle it around and do a little bit of R&D while you're here? And in a second separate question, did you guys join in for the team song and the celebrations the other night?
No, we didn't join in for the team song. That's something very special to be a part of. So the guys who grounded out for 15 days well and truly deserve that honour. We do have a rough idea of the side. We're just going to wait until we have a look at the wicket again today and see what our options are. Mitch Marsh is off for a scan this morning. He's injured his hip flexor, we think, at training yesterday. So we're just going to have to wait and see what that looks like in terms of the scan. But I don't think he'll be available for this series based on how he was feeling yesterday. So we just need a little bit more time to work through that and shuffle around. But in terms of the R&D, I think the squad has that naturally anyway. I think guys are going to get an opportunity to be able to play in roles that they're reasonably familiar with out of domestic cricket and things like that. So it's an exciting time, no doubt, for a lot of guys to get an opportunity to perform against a world-class Pakistan side.
Thanks, sir.
Mel Farrell.
Thanks, Cole. Hey, Aaron. Can you just expand a bit, firstly on Mitch Marsh and how he sustained that hip flexor injury. Also, obviously, there's a lot of talk about how these series are going to play a part in building up for 2 World Cups. But does the way that last year ended up evolving with, those 2 series in the West Indies and Bangladesh, and then going into the World Cup with really not the best preparation, has that sort of changed your view a little bit on I guess, the emphasis that you put on the results or what happens being crucial to those World Cups?
Yeah, in terms of Mitch's injury, he sustained that yesterday in a fielding drill. It was a high intensity sort of lateral movement drill, and he bent down, picked it up one hand and went to throw and felt a twinge in his hip flexor. So we'll know more early afternoon after the scans come back. And in terms of the preparation for 2 World Cups, I think we're absolutely our goal 100% is to try and win the series. There's no doubt about that, and we still feel as though we've got a squad to be able to do that. Even though it is inexperienced, I think at times that can be a real blessing, because you have the ability for guys to just play freely and express themselves and take the game on where they see fit. And coming up against a really good side, you have to do that. You have to find ways to be able to transfer pressure back onto really good teams in pretty good batting conditions generally, for them to be able to just keep transferring the pressure. So that's something that we've talked about. And in terms of the preparation for the other 2 World Cups, I think that it's not all about results. It's about building depth. It's about results are ideal, because that builds confidence and trust in guys' games and roles within the side. But we've still got a really solid idea of what our squad and what our 11 would look like if the World Cup was tomorrow. So it's about making sure that we're building that depth, and we've got guys that are in form and guys who are taking their opportunities in international cricket when they get them.
Thanks.
Dan Braddock.
G'day, Aaron. A bit of a 2-part question. First one, Steve Smith obviously pulled out of these white ball games. Do you need to sort of see him play a bit of, I suppose, T20 cricket for Australia between now and the World Cup, or have you got a pretty good idea of what role he'd play for you in a T20 World Cup side on Australian grounds and Australian conditions? And then the second one is just your thoughts on, I suppose, what happens with the senior coach role from here. Obviously, Andrew McDonald's made a pretty good fist of interim coach, and Pat couldn't say enough good words about him the other day, obviously, after the Test series.
Yeah. What was the first? Oh, Smudge. Oh, sorry. So about Smudge, yeah. So it was unfortunate that with his elbow, it just keeps flaring up, and I think that's a reflection of a guy who's got everything that he can out of himself over the last couple of years and has batted so much that is probably an injury that just needs to be monitored over and over. And in terms of his role within the side, I think that we saw a really flexible role that he's played over the last couple of years. When he's played T20 cricket, he's batted at 3 and done a really good job. He's batted in the middle and done a really good job as well, and got us some really important runs. So I'm confident that we know what we're going to get every day that he turns up. So that's also really important in T20 cricket, that you when you're building your squad, you know what you're getting from each individual and what they bring to the table. So that's an important part there. And in terms of the coach, I think we've spoken a lot about it. Paddy and I don't make decisions. We get talked to at various stages, but Andrew's done a fantastic job on this trip so far throughout the Test series. From all reports from the boys, and like you said, Pat was very glowing in his endorsement there. So I've said enough about that, to be honest. That's something that is out of our control.
Thank you.
Justin Chadwick.
Yeah, thanks, Carl. Good day, Aaron. Just further to Mitch Marsh, with him looking to be out for this series, does that open the door for Cameron Green to play? And if so, what do you expect that he can produce?
Yeah, it does. Cam will play, and probably bat in that middle order role, which will be similar to what he played last time when he played them couple of games in Australia. We've seen that he's a super talented cricketer. He's someone who's been quite consistent in his Test career so far. His impact with the bat and ball can't be underestimated. So yeah, really excited for Cam to get that opportunity.
Couple more here, guys. Rana Shahid, followed by Bharat, and we'll finish off with Muhammad. Rana?
Hi, Aaron, this is Surana Sajid. What do you say about the Pakistani bowling attack, especially Shaheen Afridi? And will you miss the David Warner and Steve Smith in this series? Thank you.
Yeah, Shaheen's obviously a world-class bowler. Is wonderful to watch. He's someone who can swing the new ball, can execute really well towards the back end of the innings, and even in the last test on a pretty flat wicket, we saw the impact that he can have. And I think you can't underestimate other guys in the squad. Obviously, Harris Ralph, we've played against quite a bit and we're familiar with throughout the Big Bash. Usman Kadir, who bowls some good leg breaks as well. Hassan Ali has proved for a long time that he's a world-class cricketer. So it's a really good attack. It's a really well-balanced attack. They've got left arm and right arm options. So yeah, that'll be a really good challenge, particularly against the new ball. And if it was anything like the test matches, probably a little bit of reverse swing towards the back end of the innings as well.
Bharat.
Thanks, Cole.
Sorry, Bharat, you just cut out there a bit, mate.
We lost you, mate. We'll go to Mohammed and we'll come back to Bharat. That could be our end.
The Wi-Fi has dropped in and out a bit at times.
Yep.
Hello? Can anyone hear us?
Just give us a second. Did you just...
I didn't do anything, just dropped out.
Yeah, just give it 2 shakes.
Does it automatically reconnect?
Okay, sorry about that, guys. I think we're back. Can everyone hear us?
Yep, got you now.
Okay.
Yep, you're back.
You're back now, mate.
Sorry, guys. Both our laptops just died with the internet. So, sorry, guys. We'll go back to Bharat. If you're there, Bharat.
All right, I thought something happened with my thing. All right, sorry, I just about 50-over cricket has just become really difficult to kind of adjust to, considering you play so little of it, both domestically and especially internationally.
No, I don't think so, mate. 50-over cricket is
Recording in progress.
one that gives you a little bit of extra time to be able to get into the game. You can, as a batsman, as an opening batsman, you can take that little bit of extra time to assess the conditions and sort of feel your way into an innings. So, no, I don't think it's too much of an issue that I haven't played a huge amount recently. I think most guys are in the same position in our squad. There hasn't been a huge amount of 50-over cricket played for us internationally since, well, we haven't played any since the West Indies last year, which I unfortunately didn't play. Yeah, so it's just been a little bit patchy in that regard to when we've had opportunities. So just really looking forward to getting out there, though.
Last one,
just
guys.
quickly, Aaron,
sorry. Yeah, go
sorry,
back.
Paul, sorry. My bad. No, just quickly one on Manas and just the role you think he could play in this series and in going into that World Cup next year in India, considering the way he plays spin and what he can bring with his own spin bowling. Yeah,
Manas is someone he brings a lot to the team, particularly in these conditions with his leg breaks, and his batting speaks for itself. He's a wonderful player and someone who's continuing to get better and better in one-day cricket and T20 cricket in particular. So the fact that he's bowling more and more as well is really impressive. I don't know if anyone's seen footage of our training yesterday, but Manas bowled a lot and carried on like an idiot every time he got a wicket, which was quite good fun. He's someone who is so dynamic around the group, brilliant in the field. So just the whole package that he brings is outstanding, and I'm really looking forward to seeing him play in these conditions again.
Last one here, guys. We'll finish off with Mohammed Yaqub.
Mr. Finch.
Yes.
As a most experienced player of Australia, how much pressure on you to face Pakistan playing under a condition, and you are without a good number of experienced players?
how much pressure on you as a most experienced player?
Yeah, I think there's always pressure on experienced players, regardless of whether it's whether you've got other experienced players around. But as the captain of the side, I pride myself on my performance and leading from the front. So that's going to be really important in these conditions. I think both teams' top 4 batters will try and bat as deep as they can into the innings, because you know that if you've got somebody set towards the back end of an innings, that if you've been a little bit behind, you can catch up comfortably, but you can put a lot of pressure on the opposition within batters. So yeah, no doubt there'll be pressure, but that's why we play.
Thanks, Mohammed, and thanks to Aaron Finch for joining us today, guys. We'll catch up with all of you guys, no doubt, after the match tomorrow.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thanks, Finch. Thanks, Cole.
Cheers.
Thanks.